Hi guys, this is Vishal from Trapcode. So in this video, we will understand how to control the values which you want to display in a drop-down field. So like you have a drop-down and you want to display fields on the basis of what exactly you want to display. So we'll see how we control, how we can display regular fields from a collection, how we can display the fields which are coming from a referencing collection, a reference field, or we can even show derived fields. So let's say you want to show some mixed value, first name, last name, maybe with hyphen, some specific way, so that we can see how we can control all those values what are coming in a drop down field, right? So this is a collection which is called projects. So we have a project collection which has couple of fields, let's say title, description, price, start date. Okay, and then we have project settings, which is a reference field, and project status, which is a static option. Okay, so project settings a reference field, and we are using it as a drop down, so it is coming as a drop down. So these are all the fields for this collection. So now by default, when we have configured the project collection, we have asked to display default title. So let's go to the project settings collection and see what this field is. So it has just like a field default title, and we are displaying this title. So it is when we are saying display the values of project setting, it is just displaying the title because that is what we have configured, right? So if I go in preview, I'm seeing something like this, right? Java assignment, no code and all. So all these are coming from project setting collections. Now let's say instead of this Java assignment, I want to display some other field. Maybe I want to display a description. So there are two options to do it. One is you go to the collection and change the default field which you have configured there, which is not a very good approach because let's say you want to use this collection at several places, then you cannot give different fields. Other option is you directly control at the drop down component itself. So this is the drop down component. So I'll go to the settings, and here you see some different settings. So let's go through them. So here collection field is project settings. So these are all the fields which are coming from the project collection. Okay, so client is a reference field, offer is a reference field. So here we are displaying project settings. Now you see drop down label. So by default it is showing none. None means that we are not selecting here what to display. Whatever is configured in the collection, just display that, but we can control it, right? So I'm saying, so by default it's default title, but let's say I want to display description. So I can just say display description instead of title. What is the default thing, right? So now if I go here, instead of this title, it should now display description. So just reload the page. So it is displaying description because this is the description in the field. Let's say I want to display price. I don't want to display title or description. So I go here, go to the settings again and say price. I come here, reload the page. It is displaying the price. So you can control what field of the collection you want to display. Now, my project setting collection has a couple of other fields. Commitment type, maybe I want to display commitment type. I can go and do the similar way. But this type, commitment type is not a regular text field. It is a static option, right? But this works will be the static options as well, right? So here it is showing commitment type. Now let's go. So now this project setting collection refers some other collection, which is payment term. So if you go to the configuration, we see payment term is a reference field, so which itself is another collection called payment term, right? So now in the drop down of project setting, I want to display some field values from the referencing collection, which is the payment term, right? Let's go to the settings, and here I go here. Now here you can see it is showing me the fields of this collection, which is project setting, but is also the fields of the referencing collection. So project setting has a reference of client. It's a multi-tenant application, so you can display fields of client. We don't want to display it. It is also showing me the fields of the payment term, which is another collection, right? So in project setting collection, I am displaying the field of the collection which is referencing. So treat it like this. You have a collection called state, state head city, and you want to display the name of the city in that state, right? So this is something which we can do. So I am saying from project setting, go to payment term, and from payment term, pick the title and display the drop down of title, right? Now I go here. This was coming directly from the collection. Now it should go to the payment term collection and bring the title of the payment term. So these are the titles, right? It could happen that multiple project settings could have same payment term, but again, that's completely up to you what exactly you want to display. So now you are able to go to a level deeper and get the value from a reference field. Similarly, let's say we want to display drive field. Maybe I want to display title and then price, maybe description. So let's go and see how that can be done. So what I'll do, I'll go to my project setting. Let's go and build a uh, drive field. Okay, so let's say, okay, here I'll say maybe a custom sentence. Okay, I can do whatever I want to do, but I just want to uh, display in some format. Okay, so let's say I want to display title. I'll say title, then maybe a hyphen, then dollar sign, then currency, basically the price. Okay, and then in the bracket maybe description. Okay, or maybe commitment type. Okay, so this is, I want my drop down values to like title hyphen price and in the bracket commitment type. Okay, I'll say create. So now we created a field which is a very customized field, and I want to display this field in the drop down because there are scenarios, let's say you want to display list of employees or the name of the employee, but in beside that you also want to display an employee number or maybe their email, right? So you want to create a try field and you want to use that try field in the drop down. Okay, so I'll go back here. These settings will not come by default, so just reload the page because we have created a new try field and it will not automatically come up here. Probably we have to reset the field as well if needed. Yeah. So here you see now we are seeing this try field. Previously the only the reference field was coming. Now we are seeing drive field also. Okay, so I just see a drive field, save, come here, reload the page. So now here you're saying it's showing title, dollar, price, and then the commitment type. So this way you can actually customize what exactly you want to display in the drop down. So previously it used to be you can only display one specific field from the collection. Now you have several ways. You can bring values from try fields, you can bring values from reference fields, you can customize them as you want so that the drop down looks much more clearer. So it gives you a good UX to your project. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you again in the next video. Bye bye.